Hercules. Man, your trains whack and they stay. Turn on your stream and got a whiff of taint. Hedge pressure, I wait for the trades to come to me. Hedge pressure, I go hard at half gap. I go harder at LP. Might bet the house if price hits DD. You other traders PP. I would spark a blunt, but I got high BP. Watch this. Watch this, I call this the Arby's trade. Might fuck around and make 10K. What's though? Pickle and I dock here to stay. Pet pickle, oh yeah, pickle fur, so soft. You other traders trade soft. Here's a blue chew, hope the market flushes you, cause you do. Boot camp coming up soon, better be ready. Speaking of coming, I doc's back, sup doc, no Bugs Bunny. You make my tummy feel funny. All the lunch and green juice a man could ever need makes me real strong, Matty Hercules.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Welcome back to the stream. My bad, I'm muted here. Sorry about that. I'm talking to myself here. Why did I mute my mic? So weird. Let me give you some information about the hedging and all the stuff we're talking about. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. We are here in chat. I'm back. All right, to answer your question, like what is liquidity map, right? So if I click on this button here, it brings up this entire thing with a bunch of arrows and a bunch of text, right? So what this actually is at any given point in time, we can balance out all our data and options, right? We can look at this and see where different things are. Now, just take my word for it before you think too hard about it. A bull zone is going to apply bull pressure, bear zone is going to apply bear pressure. So you can like draw these arrows like this. And we know that hedge pressure, as I discussed earlier, is also going to provide pressure from both directions. If you were to like add up all these arrows, they kind of create ranges of where kind of like long pressure is and short pressure is. We can kind of tie these two together and there's long pressure from here. We can kind of tie these two together and say there's like a hook-like trade right here, right? Etc. Right? And so when you piece it all together, you can sort of create what's called a liquidity map, which means that all things being equal, the market's going to have a certain bit of pressure. Now, an example here, this particular map shows that the open price could have long pressure, which is where we were today. It also shows that weekly hedge pressure could be a long bounce back up to open, which is about from there to there. Right, so you can see that the market isn't necessarily crashing today. It's kind of finding amongst the selling all of this long support pressure from all these different hedging mechanics, right? Here's bull hedging, monthly hedge pressure, gamma hedging, all that. So the market is sort of like hitting where that whoosh fan is. Well, I always draw those fun fans because it kind of looks like there's like this magic air pressure sort of lifting the market here. That's where the whoosh fan idea comes from. And you can see as the market's falling, it's just sort of like being pressured back up. And the probabilities are extremely high that you don't create events where markets crash out that often. As a matter of fact, under ideal conditions, which we have today, monthly hedge pressure only breaks 10% of the time, 90% of the time it holds. So now when you ask how to use this as a strategy, it's a very high probable, high volume pivot. That's all that it is. And so all of my trades are based on liquidity maps, and I don't use anything else. I don't use any technical indicators. I don't use any candle patterns, chart patterns. I don't use time frames that are different. I don't do anything. I leave it on the 1 minute chart and I trade off the pivots and I wait for them. Very, very clean and easy day. Now here's an example today is that this particular map shows if we are above orange, Orange to blue is a pressure. So we are above orange. Orange to blue is a pressure. As you see, we're hitting the orange and hooking up. Why all morning I'm scalping here? Because the map has that pressure there. And that's basically it. Hopefully that answers your question. And so this is in QQQ, and then I just convert the levels to futures, and I'm trading my futures off the same levels. Ooh, EST. Are we at liquidity pocket again in futures? What? Can I get like a refresh here? Bootcamp starts on Monday. That's correct. We teach all this in our bootcamp, by the way. We are almost there. 9:35. That's that candle. A little bit higher. I think I drew this all in the wrong place. And the panic today, I was like, oh, that is the right place, but this actually goes here. That's more like it. Okay. It's circling an area of imbalance, as Billy said. Bailey's not look that strong. I agree. What's up, guys? Yeah, bootcamp starts next week. We gave away 140 something seats to the bootcamp, which is crazy. It's $20 to join, and it's $1 a class. That's it. And there's 20 classes. You guys will have an absolutely good time. If you're looking to learn risk management, position sizing techniques, and market avoidance strategies, and how to pass evals and the way I do it, here's all the information that we have about the bootcamp. Let me give you guys some more info about that. It's on the Rocket Place website. You guys can read all the reviews if you want. They're very substantial. There's tons of reviews. Pretty much all 5-star people that took the bootcamp. So there's the link for it if you guys want to learn about it. We try to make a very inexpensive education thing because we're not a group that likes to make money selling courses and stuff. We've always made it $20. It's always been the fee. It's never going to go up. Bonus classes this week. Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the dentist today, so I can't do bootcamp. I got to leave like right at the end of the market close. But tomorrow, am I looking for shorts off the top orange line? Probably not. Off of this top orange line, I normally don't short if the indicator down here, the orange indicator, is greater than 0. I want it to be negative to kind of line up with the trade. Here, and we call it monthly res. It's this indicator there. It's also down there. It's in 2 places. So if that is like less than 0, I 100% will short on the side of stocks. If it's not, I don't short off of it. I always follow what the stocks are doing. At the end of the day, the index is following the stocks. And if the stocks are gamma positive, I don't bet that the index will be gamma negative. So when MRES is greater than 0, I'm more likely waiting to hold off for the break and reclaim. So if it gets here, I'm more likely to take a long and chase the long rather than bet against the market. As long as both NASDAQ and S&P, they're both positive, it's a very low probability that this actually does act as resistance. So we'll see what happens. I don't normally short off of it when the stocks don't agree. I normally sit out on that. Good question. Is bootcamp recorded? The previous bootcamps are recorded, so you can watch the videos at any given time. You will literally learn everything I know in these bootcamps. It's going to start on the 11th, and it's usually it's 17 classes, and there's 3 bonus classes. So depending on what it is, it usually lasts 4 weeks total, and therefore it is going to probably end by September the 5th. You know, sometimes there's a holiday or something in between there, but we go day after day after day. It's a boot camp, no time off. If I buy at one level like MHP, do I hold and add to next level like DD band? So a lot of times, yeah, you nailed it, right? So stealth, you like 100% nailed it. If I've got 2 pivots nearby, I can make that decision, right? In this particular case, they're right next to each other. In other cases, they may be far apart from each other. So I'll stage in. Here's an example today, right? Let's just pretend that I wanted to, and I'm sure I did this today, but in NASDAQ, what if I wanted to long there and I lose and I took a stop, then I'm fine. The market falls to there, and then I can long again on account number 2. Account number 1 took a loss, account number 2 made a win, and now we're good. Now I can rotate account number 1 back into the mix and try it again one more time on the break. How you feeling, Kev? Freaking Kevin drunk texting me last night at like 1 in the morning. Had a rough night. And bro, I read everything you said, man. I'm gonna try to help you out as much as I can. You feeling good, man? You feeling better? Appreciate the dono. All right, that's good, dude. No, it's totally fine. Well, no, iDoc was like, who's texting you? I was like, oh, it's Kevin. Bzz, 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 phone's going off. And I was just like, it was like 1 a.m. It's totally fine, man. I was like, I'm there. I'm always there for you guys if y'all need anything. He was raging about FundNX and some Tradeify stuff, which is normal, right? These guys are dropping the ball out there, so they're trying to get. Tradeify is a glitch right now that your accounts are getting froze when you hit DLL, and your account is getting flagged, or your account's getting disabled when you only hit DLL and that maximum loss limit. I've heard about this. I did some research, Kev. It's happening to a lot of people, actually. He was just sending me a message in Discord about FundNX. You guys are welcome to Discord me all night long about whatever. But anyways, it was yeah. So essentially, if you hit DLL on Tradeify, it's actually closing the account out, like you failed it, even though it's a soft breach. So I've heard that's happening to a lot of people. Actually, you're not the only one. So yeah, and there's a big glitch, and I rose a big concern about that with them. So, is Kevin the guy calling you in the middle of the stream yesterday? Probably. No, I wasn't. But anyways, Kevin's donating $20 for bootcamp hype, which is awesome, which means I'm going to give away 4 bootcamp seats to go with that. And those of you that did subscribe to the channel today or join the channel, the $5 membership, as we found out through, you guys looking out for me and stuff, apparently what we were trying to do, which was to like get rid of the bots that are, or not bots, but like there are people that are trying to enter our giveaways with multiple accounts, and we were like, oh, well, what if we made it like where only subscribers can enter the giveaway? And as novel of an idea as that sounded, and as harmless as that seemed, I did find out that we kind of would be breaking the law if we did this. And so therefore we can't do members only giveaways, all of you guys with green text, as much as we want to. In hindsight, we found out that not only does it break and violate YouTube's terms and conditions, it's also probably considered an illegal lottery. So we can't exactly do that idea, where we were just thinking, let's get the bots out and put some kind of gatekeeping that you're actually a real person, whatever. So technically speaking, we can't hold an illegal lottery for profit. And it makes sense when you put all the pieces in front of you. I'm like, oh, I probably got this close to getting banned from YouTube. So let's not do that. But I did tell you guys, I'll refund your $5 if you want it. The idea was to get rid of the bots. But also I said, if you want to keep it, I'll let you go to bootcamp for $5. So as a plus side, if you say subscribe to the channel, you can come to bootcamp for $5. So for those of you that did subscribe up to this point in time. So but we'll figure out ways to have like members only perks in our Discord down on YouTube. So we'll figure out later. So for those of you, we'll give you guys bootcamp for $5 instead. So as an added bonus, there's a thank you for you guys that did that. Or you can just get your $5 back, whatever. So as a for the 150 of you that probably signed up, message me Discord if you want your bootcamp for $5 on Sunday or whatever before we start next week. Other than that, let's give away 4 free bootcamp seats right now, because that is what we're doing. So let me get this ready, go in chat here. Free class. Only if you're not already in the bootcamp. Only you're not in it already. It won't work if you are already a member. But Kevin donated $20 and I'll donate $60 more. And 4 of you guys will be able to go to the bootcamp for free. It's a 20 class training sesh. It goes over everything that we do teach, everything that we do here, taught to you in one lesson. Let me show you the exact curriculum, everything you're going to go through. It is a class on the probabilities of betting in the market, is a master class in betting. You will all become master bettors by the end of this class. You'll be great at master betting. So write down in here, the Edge is found in probabilities. Is, we give you the strategies of everything that we teach in the market. And this PDF here is like one of the deliverables we give you. And inside of here, it's all the statistics that we teach, like probabilities of which candles are green and red. It's really neat. It's a good packet of information to take with you. And each class is only $1, which is even cooler. So that's the first one. We talk about the probabilities of like how often the market's bullish, how many days are bullish, how many months are bullish, and how many are bearish, and how to bet in each market differently. And now, if you guys, again, don't sign up for the Rocket Cadet now getting a $5 boot camp. I'm saying everybody that signed up to that point, boot camp is $5. So please don't think that you're going to get boot camp for $5 by signing up for the membership. That's just I'm sorry for the 100 people that already did it. So, and for the 3 of you that just did it, if you're trying to do it for the boot camp, whatever. No more after this, okay? Boot camp is $20, not $5. How do you know? There's a song for it. But anyways, jokes aside, we give you position sizing calculator to help you with trader funding programs, right? Position size. We're going to give you the case study on why position sizing matters and everything. We teach you liquidity maps. We teach you the probabilities of our strategies, some of these percentages under bear market and bull market conditions. Hedge pressure monthly holds about 70% of the time under bear market conditions and 90% of the time under bull market conditions. Actual back test done by our members. Each of the liquidity maps and probabilities that come with it. Each of the indicators that we teach. Position sizing strategy, strong bull and bear setups, how to read commitment of traders, monthly hedge pressure, monthly maps, things we already talked about today in my funded. DD bands, one of our high volume pivots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Position sizing, how to adjust for volatility, alerts to sit out on the market. Literally a day trading education, pre-market positioning, all the auxiliary information that you need, news, events, everything, how to adjust your position for volatility, how to adjust for overshoots, proper position sizing techniques, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the whole thing is $20. It's the price of a book. And we made it super cheap. And about 4 of you guys can take the whole thing for free. So have a good time with that free top step. Type in free class if you guys want to try to get in on this free class. Only $20. Yeah. So I think we have the best day trading education on the planet, like hands down. It's basically a class on betting in the market. It's not a class on reading charts. It's different. And we never wanted to sell it either. If you actually buy Rocket Scooter platform, it's actually free. It's something that comes with it. I actually take pride in teaching this boot camp. I love doing it. So all of our platform users come to free boot camp already. It's free. But if you're not using the platform, we just made it $20 to pay the admins who create our videos and handouts. So that just goes into a pot that pays their salary. And essentially we don't make any money off of it, which is how I always wanted to be. I always want to teach for free. Gurus want to sell you $10,000 boot camp seats and bullshit. Join our program for 5 easy payments of $5,000. I think that's nonsense. Your best education is losing money in the stock market. You're gonna learn more doing that than handing it off to some kid so he can pay his mom rent for living in the basement. There you go. MHP, we're bouncing the MHP on S&P right now. This could be a long recovery pivot from here. This is the spot where I usually can take a long on the S&P if I wanted to. Peter D, you're winner number 1 of the boot camp. Plus MHP res. It is looking pretty solid. I've done a pretty decent day, so I might just sit out on this one. We'll see. I can take a long if I wanted to. Maybe some micros. I am hedged, so if the market does die, then my puts go up. Capbell 1, winner number 2. You guys do me a favor and hit the little thumbs up button below the stream as we continue to grow and keep killing it on this stream. Bigger stream, bigger giveaways. I'll take a 1 contract long on S&P on MHP recover. This will be a $500 loss if I'm wrong. If we do go back up to open today, it is a 20-point run. Helpful winner number 3. Don't every sometime me now, LOL. All right, EST, we got it. We got to play the stats. I won't every sometime. I'll every single time it. You guys got it. You nailed it. Normally it works epic vlogs if you're not having a stroke while you're typing and get most of the letters in there. There you go. Nope. 1 word. You're almost there. You're getting there. Helpful. Good job, Parkers. You got it, man. Congrats. Congrats. Free class as in 1 word. Free class. Free class 1 word. Get it all in there, guys. Stefan Leon. Winner number 2. 4, 3. I don't know how many. You're the next winner. It's fun. Like I said, most of Rocket Scooter's kind of like dogma is education should be free or cheap or affordable. It should, you guys are the 4 winners. So it should never be like a thing that should cost you guys a whole lot. Don't go out there and waste money on guru nonsense. Most of what's taught by many of your stock trading gurus is stuff you can learn for free online. YouTube is a valuable resource. And on the contrary, nothing we teach you is something you can learn online anywhere. That's why we designed it this way. There's no resource that teaches you probabilistic trading approach, betting on probabilities, and position sizing techniques and stuff like this is a unique experience. And if you read the reviews for most people, it's a memorable one. Some of the reviews say it was life-changing. So the goal is not to make money with this. That's why it's cheap for a reason. We really do want to build the world's biggest and most empowered trading community that crushes it. And people are actually doing the right thing when they learn. Is Victor in the Gulag? No, he's back. I saw him today. He was spamming chat earlier. Yeah, he's up there. He's still here. He can get him. He's a mod. He can de-gulag himself. He can get himself out if he needs to. So I'm pushing it every single time. S&P liquidity. S&P long MHP reclaim. Nasdaq is very close to liquidity pocket. Nasdaq has an every single time trade from here to here. 252 to 283 is an LP trade, which is one of my favorite recovery trades. Nasdaq is sort of holding this spot. This is a particular trade to exit out on just to finish up this move. And it is looking pretty tidy. You guys know the rule.
Data screams beneath the screen. Artificial minds run lean. Rocket scooter takes the wheel. The truth in charts is raw and red is our leader. Fire in his eyes, guiding the crew through lows and highs. Off MHP and DD lines, we ride it up to the exit signs. Signals flash, the weak will fall, but we stand firm and heed the call. EST every single time we take the trade. We don't. Rocket scooter is #1. Runs over gurus just for fun. Resilience is never wrong. We ride the storm where we belong. Estate every single time. Off MHP, we climb the line. Discipline sharp like steel on flame. Probabilities, no guessing game. From zone to zone, the charts align. A storm of data sacred. Bears retreat, bulls scream in vain. But we decode the phantom chain. With scooter tech, we pierce the lies and trade with thunder in our eye. In every trade, our steel is drawn. Though we get wrecked, we carry on. EST every single time. Rocket brains with battle grind. Resilience never bends or breaks. It shapes the edge that fortune take from bell to bell. We ride the trend.
This is the time for the appropriate wish fan.
Till the
This is a weird one that's like pointing up though. These are getting more and more lazy as the time is going by. Let's just draw right here. Liquidity pocket trade, DD ratio greater than half. So the bull side support here. A to B. This is it. MHP hold. MHP res greater than 0. Everything's good. Yep. A to B. Every sometimes. EST every sometimes. Every all the time. Gonna plug it in though. Oh, my bad. My bad. Whoosh. All right, I plugged it into the wall. This is you learn this in the boot camp, guys. Don't worry. Whoosh fan is a very big part of the very big part of the thing. Oh my god, did you guys know we had a couple of songs here? Hold on. What is this one? That's not the one I wanted to do. Oh wait, this is the one. This one right here.
Rockets fast, scooters slow. Will we
Actually, let me draw it over here. So the confluence here is that monthly res is greater than 0. This is actually a really strong confluence for the stocks themselves. This is a pivot, and this is a pivot every single time. Both of these are. Stop at 200. Exit 284. One contract, something small. I'll be able to long right here again on the edge. And again, I got my puts in case the market falls out. Just one contract, not a big deal. Fan is a leading market indicator. Oh yeah, 100%. Now again, anything can happen here, but at least I'm wrong from the right place. If I'm wrong, that's it. Best part. Setup is pretty clean. 200 is my stop. Or actually, I'm looking at Nasdaq, but the same pivot on S&P, same pivot. S&P trade is pretty much the same spot. 46 to 57 with the 10-point stop at 40 on S&P, same thing. They're pivoting at the same spot. So we'll use Nasdaq because Nasdaq has a liquidity pocket. It's like the stronger of the two. I probably should have taken the trade in Nasdaq now I think about it. Whatever. The scooter is slow. I know, right? This is very kind of Ozzy Osbourne sort of feel to it, right? That's like everybody. It's some like everybody's like favorite songs. Good stuff. Good stuff. What is this one? Oh yeah. Now you guys want to hear the whoosh fan? The whoosh fan again?
It started with a solid play. Sky was looking gray. Traders checking tickers, praying games would stay. Then a breeze rolled in out of nowhere it ran. Blazing up the charts came the whoosh fan. Glows a little neon hums, a steady tone blows across the floor and into every home. Wall Street trembles, screens light up again. Green candles dancing, thank the whoosh fan. Whoosh fan, blowing high, never low, turning red to green with that mystical flow. One spin and the market starts to fly, and Q's on fire, and nobody knows why. You can shot and play.
Remember, nobody wants this market to crash harder than me, but I don't think it will today. I can keep taking my long scalps all day long. If we get a big, nasty end of the day sell-off, this is what I actually want to see. This is my big money trade, or bigger money trade. Right, so the two MHPs are different. The QQQ is the one that we actually have all our stats on. The NQ one, the one we're at now, is based on a whole different kind of model. It's a whole different conversation. It's one that we made for overnight. So this is last night's hedge pressure. Using my real-time open interest model that estimates real-time open interest. And we use it for trading futures overnight, but we found out that it pivots very well in the daytime as well. So it's a new thing. It's not part of the liquidity maps. It's not really the calculation that we have intended to use in the daytime. But once we found out for some of our members, they were saying that it's very reliable in the daytime. So there's still some residual hedging from the overnight, still in the same place, based on yesterday's options. So it's a whole different ballgame as to like why that's a thing. We don't necessarily understand it, but it has the same kind of effect as the QQQ one. Now, it's not considered irrational market when you break through it, like the equities one, but still, you still seem to see those same effects. Big volume as you break through it. The market get crazy, even though this isn't the one that's part of liquidity maps. We're still trying to understand it ourselves, why it works so well in the daytime. It wasn't intended to do that. So yeah, Chi, it's like a whole different thing. Right, when you see two pivots that are strong line up with each other, it's strong for two different reasons. We'll have two different people attacking it for two different reasons. It's confluence. Dude, Mike, I downloaded more RAM yesterday, dude. You better believe it. I got 96 whole gigs of it. It came right to my inbox. MacD Rugg says, what is my advice on a $100 drawdown? I can't give you investment advice, unfortunately, on how to trade your stuff back up. I want to tell you what I would do. I'm different than most people. I'm at the phase of my life where I have more enough money to not care about money. I care about time. So for me, if I'm not close to the edge and I'm on a budget, I would work it out with micros. If I am like me and I don't care and I want to save some time, I may not want to be committed to a longer journey digging out with micros. Instead, I might just want to knock it really hard to see if I pass it and then start over if I don't. That's a personal question for however you want to handle your stuff. When you get some RAM like that, oh, it's the best kind. Just download it from the internet. I have some extra. I'll email you some. I'm just making a joke. So part of the inside jokes people have in this channel, there's like too many of them. This is like watching the stream is like watching the show Arrested Development. You really have to pay attention for long periods of time to understand half of the jokes. There's so many inside jokes in this, like that show. So basically what happened is my browsers tend to like have these crazy memory leaks. So I'm running Trade inside of them. And so I use up all my RAM, and people were like, oh, we can just download some more. And we were just joking. And then one day I was playing a prank on iDoc, and I was like, I need to get some more RAM. And I was telling her like, well, I was like, there's this website you can download it from. She's like, really? I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, you can download as much as you need. It's almost free these days. And so anyways, then we started just like talking about downloading RAM just to be funny. And then now I talk about downloading RAM. I'll mail you guys a Bitcoin. there's always money in the banana stand. And it's funny until someone believes it, then they're like, ooh, I can download some. I technically am downloading it from Amazon. It should be delivered pretty soon. The RAM sticks I got are pretty good. Like the ones I have now are CAS 32 7000. Oh, wait, where'd the music go? So the so yeah, 32 CAS, and it's 700 7000, which is 7. Let me see if I can find the model number. I think the new ones I get are 6600 mega transfers. Let me see really quick. Trying to log into my Amazon. Trying to see which ones I got. I think I got 6600 CAS 34 now. 6600 mega transfer a second. Where'd it go? Orders. Oh wait, no, 6600. Oh, I got 32 CAS on 6600. Okay, I thought I got 34, but this is a 96 gig, and I didn't know that they did. I didn't know that the DDR5 now comes in 48 gig sticks, which is nice. I'm curious how that's gonna work. I've always really got comfortable with 32s and 64s. I've never bought a 48 gig kit before, and I got 2 of them. So, or I got a 2-stick kit, so 96 total. So it's pretty decent speed. I mean, so that's pretty decent. They're gonna run a new promotion fund next. Yeah, some probably soon. I think that they're gonna revamp their website stuff, and then hopefully soon after that. If I'm using AMD CPU, did I check was compatible? Yeah, I did. Because it's the same. It's the same RAM that I have for the most part. Just a bigger stick. I'm just getting more of it. I know with my board, when I checked it out, it can run up to like 8,200 mega transfers per second RAM. So it can hold pretty fast RAM, especially overclocked or XMP that goes that high, which is actually pretty nice. With the 9,000 Ryzens, which is what I have now, I think it can support, when I looked at it, it said it could support over 8,000. So 6,600 should be perfectly fine. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Little pullback here. Music, turn that back on. And I always get Corsair Titanium, which is pretty much compatible with every single Republic of Gamers sort of thing. Oh, there is that sort of dip to my stop. Do I want to do anything at all? Oh, that's a nice little dip there. What do we think, guys? What do we think? Big end of the day nasty. That got pretty gross pretty fast. About a 500 loss on that one if I don't want to take it. I'm gonna hold it for a couple of minutes and just pull the plug. It's kind of picking up. It looks like it is. So let me get used to this. Let me get prepared to take a look at this one. Yeah, again, VIX is right on that edge again, right? This market is just trying to figure itself out. Should be okay, but we'll see. Hanging on in there, right on the edge. This is the one contract. Not like super crazy about adding to this. I just hold through it. Fixer triangle B. Yep. Same thing. Let me clear up my chart here a little bit. Didn't get the EST setup. Liquidity pocket. Absolute rejection. DD ratio didn't change though. Like I say, I do want this market to tank. That'd be kind of nice. That 80 song is like epic sounding every time I hear it. Wait, you say Corsair is trash? G-Skill is much better for RAM? I used to use G-Skill all the time. I've had much more stability with basically like all RAM. I've never really had a bad RAM experience in a while. And Corsair Titanium are like fantastic. I've never seen anybody complain about those. They're like the highest end though. And I always used to use G-Skill when I used to be like a snob for, you know, building high-end computers. G-Skill was my choice. Like I did G-Skill like 15 years ago. That's all I would touch. But Corsair is good. Their titanium modules are good. They don't get hot. They run very well. But again, it depends on what, you know, what your goals are. I used to overclock them. They overclocked very well. Use Opera browser instead of Firefox. Okay, I can try it out. S&P just lost the game. Oh, Steven, thanks for letting me know. Bad RAM experience, LOL. All right. I get the dump at the end of the day, that'd be great because that'll really support a big fat options trade that I am loving. I am exactly 40 points below here. So that is where my stop is, right on the edge here. Let's see if we got anything good. Give away a little bit. Yeah, whenever I'm not focused on the trade here, I'll do something a little bit. Yeah, maybe I just had good luck with Corsair. I have like honestly, I have a whole closet full of Corsair RAM. I probably got like, I swear, like 100 sticks, different capacities. Every computer I built or had built, I've got titaniums, I've got platinums, I've got a whole mix of different sticks I've used. Probably in the last 7 or 8 years is what I mostly have used. And I really just got into them because of the aesthetics. I kind of was like not looking for I was looking for stuff that would kind of match the inside design of my computer. And the sticks are just really clean looking. G skills were cool, but they didn't have the look I liked. As like I evolved into more of aesthetic builds than anything, so I tried out the Corsairs and I had no problem with them. But they've been very compatible. But again, it depends. It's mostly RAM compatibility is mostly dependent on motherboard, and a lot of people that have issues don't have good motherboards or good compatibility with the chip. You have to make sure it's compatible. The reason I don't have a problem because I always check compatibilities and I always buy the right stuff to match the right stuff usually, and I always get the Republica Gamer boards, which are pretty much compatible with just about everything. So I never get like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have a problem. Republica Gamers, if you ever buy the Asus boards, are compatible with everything. They're like such beasts, and I've had issues. And overclocking too, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good with their warranties as well. What cost-effective computer do I recommend? For what? For trading? Trading, you don't really need much. You just need a decent CPU. Most of your trading programs are going to be very light. Very light on everything. You're not running like intensive graphics. You just need any graphics card really to power a computer, monitor, and you know, get a decent multi-core processor if you're going to be running like multiple tabs and multiple things. And then get, you know, decent amount of RAM. The only reason I need a lot of RAM is I got like 60 bajillion things open, running the stream and running the business and all that crap. It takes a lot of juice. You have an Asus board, loved it. Yeah, I've used like Gigabyte, I've used Asus, I've used like a bunch of different boards for different reasons. Now pretty much everything I buy now is just Asus. I got so used to like spoiling myself with the ROG boards. But I used to get really deep into overclocking. It's very overkill unless you're an enthusiast. You don't need to get like the highest end. I always got the Extreme when I was doing Intel. I always got the Maximus Extreme, which was like the craziest overloaded one with the most USB ports. And this time for the Ryzen, I built a Ryzen build this time. I got a 9950, and then I got the X whatever 870 whatever it is, the Hero. The first time I haven't gotten the extreme level. The Crosshair is not called I don't think they call it extreme. I think they call it X70E board. I forget which what the name, the highest end ones are. I'm now an AMD guy again. The extreme, I guess, is what they call it too. Crosshair 870 extreme. Okay, yeah. And I didn't get the extreme this time because I wasn't doing it for gaming or anything. I wasn't overclocking this computer. This is designed to be like a stable built machine for the stream now. Have I talked to Funded Next? They invited me to a meeting with the tech team and their customer support team. So I'm going to be meeting with them sometime soon. Yeah. Yes, sir. They sent me a text today and asked me when I'd be available to meet with their tech team. So I'm going to sit down with the actual tech team. They're definitely listening to it. So now they're really wanting to patch us through so I can guide them. Really just need one screen trading. Yeah, that's all you really need. You don't need multiple screens when you're trading. Maybe two if you really want to multitask. Like if you want to keep your trading platform in front of you and then a second window for surfing the web, right? Reading social media, reading your news and stuff. So I tell people you need two screens really to trade. That second screen could also be your phone. Always have some kind of secondary peripheral that doesn't cover up your trading. You don't ever want to lose vision of what's in front of you. And you need to be able to like read the news and read your financial juice and see what's going on. So you really only need one trading screen to trade with. If you're the kind of person that needs multiple charts and multiple time frames, then you might need a second screen or a third screen. For me, I got everything I need on one chart. So I only need one screen to trade with. Funded Next is not removing failed accounts, cluttering up. Yep, this is one of the bigger complaints people have said. So it's problematic. And Tradeify is having the same problem right now too. It might be a Tradeivate thing. So I've heard people report that Tradeify is failing accounts when they're not failing, and it's like failing people for hitting DLL and then deleting the account, or not delete. Like if you delete account on the website, it's not deleting from the Tradeivate. And vice versa. It sounds like Tradeivate's just shitty across the board right now for a lot of the prop stuff. Now what do I want to do here with this trade? Do I want to just take the hit? 700 bucks. I don't really have another entry on this. I'll just take the hit. Whatever. Do I have like 6 monitors? I have technically in this office 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 screens in this office. I've got 2 laptops over here, a giant gaming machine over here. So this is all gaming over here. For this, I've got 6 screens. So this is to trade. This is to run the stream. This is where Discord is. This is where all my prop accounts are. This is the YouTube chat over here. And this is a flex screen for my trading DOMs. And when I'm on my funded futures, it goes up here. So, and sometimes I'll have chat up here. So usually when I'm looking over here on the screens, I'm usually reading chat. So when I look to the left is where chat is. So I have it organized to where I can read chat while I'm looking into the camera. So right now I'm like actually looking at the camera and reading chat. ETF does not enable the Tradeivate risk settings. Oh, I didn't know that. I would go into their Discord and tell them that directly. They're really responsive if you go in there and tell them. Yeah, another thing, Monkey, is when you buy the accounts from Funded Next, they don't show up immediately. They're taking like a day sometimes to show up. And I'm hearing from people, they're saying they reset the account. And when they reset the account, it takes the payment, but it gives an error message. And then it says your payment was accepted, but there was an error or something, and then they don't get the account for a day. I've gotten like half a dozen emails on that one problem. So something is going on the back end, and it's really hard to figure out what it is. I need to consolidate into two 57-inch widescreens. Dude, that would be dope. The only reason I don't have two really big monitors is because I have to have lighting. So the monitors, I'll tell you, there's a trick to this. Remember, I've kind of like turned streaming into an actual art form here. Is that I have, it's all like a master painted picture here. I've got all these monitors and they have to be spaced out because of all the peripherals needed for the stuff. So I've got like a camera right here in between these monitors. And my microphone arm comes out here and under this monitor. And then I've got lights right here and right here. So my key lights are actually behind the monitors like that. And so I have to have the spaces to sort of like, oh, hell yeah, markets sell off, baby. That's what I'm saying. I longed $500 loss, whatever. And then now my puts are going to go up. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that with my puts going up. Making that money. Ooh, making that money. How much are they up today? I'm not even watching them. About 50%. Yep, good deal. So I have to have like stuff here. And then I have speakers in between these two monitors. So it's basically like speakers here, speakers here. I've got my audio control panel here. What else do I got? Yeah. So I have to have like spaces in between all the screens. And it works out very well. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of chill on this one. This was unusual today. But let's see what happens. Already back down to MHP, second time. We didn't get the little break on this. Watch this like do this by the end of the day. You know what I mean? I bought puts yesterday at market close, and I bought some more at start of market today. What are the rules for fund index? Uncapped payouts, no monthly fee, no activation fee, which is really nice. There's a 40% consistency on the eval side, which makes it a 3-day pass. And then 40% on the paid side, which means pretty much easy and 5 days to pay out. And you get half your balance as a payout. So they're one of the true uncapped payout firms. That's why I stuck with them. You know, in the rotation of firms that I use, you know, Tradeify is a great straight to funded. My Funded Futures is a great all-around prop firm for steady, solid, big payouts. And of course, the big lump sum and pro account. And then Funded Next is like, you want to hit your grand slam and try to make $1 million payout. That's the account that, or the firm that's good for that. You say monitor funny? How do I, oh, I do. I probably say a lot of words funny because I have like a Texas accent that I kind of mask when I try to talk in general. I try to have this non-regional sort of sound when I speak. So I've learned to craft words differently as a broadcaster, monitor. It just depends. Whenever I mean, it's natural. And not like I try too hard to hide it. When I get drunk, it's like, I sound like a cowboy when I'm drunk. It's kind of like that a little bit. Switch text to talk for a while. All right. Kind of sound like Matthew McConaughey. Can I ride horses? I can ride a horse. I don't have a horse, but I can ride one. Do you remember the 30% off sale Funded X had for legacy accounts? Did it have no DLL? It did, yeah. It had no DLL on them. Give us a new low of the day. Yeah, that'd be great. That VIX is creeping again. This is a tough market to trade, guys. This is gonna be a tough one. Is this bear market back or not? That's the real question. VIX has made 2 runs for it. I'm a little worried. You bought the dip, you're hoping for wish fan up. It's probably a good place to buy the dip. When we're a bull. I got a message from FundedNext just now. They said, message these issues to the team, they're high priority, and another manager will share an update with you within tomorrow, as I mentioned. Oh, okay. All right. It would be really nice for them to have a meeting ASAP, like soon, like I'm talking about like tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow they'll pull me aside. One of the partner manager I've been talking with, him and his wife had a baby, so they're literally at the emergency room right now. He's messaging from the ER. He's like, hey man, I'm at the ER, but I got another person that'll help you out in the meantime, and try to get you guys a meeting pretty soon. Ooh, okay. Bum, 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 bum. We're pretty good, guys, at calling this like bear market noise, right? It was pretty good. Monthly maps are so solid, man. Like, I really enjoy as like as good as they have been at calling these big pivots. I would have wished that liquidity pocket trade would have been great, but Took a little saw. I just got one contract on it. Kept it really small. Not too big of a deal. Seems like things are like broken across the board with Tradeovate, man. Like both Tradeify and FundIndex, I'm hearing. I don't know if any other firms are having issues. Trading options is a high tax rate. So you pay capital gains tax, right? On your equities trades. I don't know how it works in a tax-free account if you can also trade options in them. I think you can, just like you can with stocks. Jan, if you were wondering if you were a streamer and you want to use my software on stream, yeah, dude, I'd absolutely would love it. I'm not that kind of guy where I'm like, no, these are my, like, these gurus are like going to monetize their shit and they want you to like, constantly funnel people to them with it. For me, if you use Rocket Scooter, I just say that you show it off, like show people that you're using it. I'm cool with it. Just, you can give us credit and that's basically it. If you try to pass it off as your ideas, that's where we kind of like are like, that's kind of not cool. But if you're like people, you show the platform on screen, totally fine. You build a business out of Rocket Scooter, we can make you an affiliate. You can take a commission of all, people buy the platform from you and stuff. You can have a whole community around the Rocket Scooter concept. You can teach your own boot camp for all I care. This is information I'm really proud to share to the world, share with everybody. So you don't have to give us kickbacks, just give us credit, Please log off of all platforms. Use the plug in, make the request. Okay. All right. Red shopping and Vix at the line. Yep, Vix at the line, man. It's gonna be like a photo finish. Thanks, Matt, for all the valuable knowledge you shared. It means a lot. I appreciate it, man. Glad to share with you guys. Why would somebody ever want to watch you trading when they can watch the guy who built the platform? Hey, I won't always be around. I mean, hopefully I will be for a while, but some of you guys got to carry the torch, man. There used to be some point where I can't even see the screen anymore. My eyes melt in my forehead. Just like, you know what I mean? And I'll have this like, have this desire for you guys to carry on. That's probably like in 30 years. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of years in me doing this. But who knows, right? Who knows in 30 years, is it going to be the 20-year-old that's the awesome streamer? Are people going to still want to watch somebody who's like fucking 75 years old streaming? I might be the coolest when I get there. I'll be the coolest 75-year-old on YouTube. I'll still make it fun, dude. IDOC will be there. She'll still look like she's in her 30s. When's the chocolate factory giveaway, right? Well, I got to put you guys through the Oompa Loompa test thing. I have to like make sure that you can take care of my Oompa Loompas. You know, that's really the trick. I have to put you guys through the ringer to where, you know, at the end, it really was a test this whole time. Asians don't raisin. That's what she says that all the time. Yeah. I saw the one where it was like the guy and his I think he was a Filipino wife, and like the screen like goes from one face to the other and it like ages you, and like he turns into like a gray hair old man and she looks exactly the same. That's iDoc shared that one with me. That's funny. The everlasting gobstopper giveaway. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., etc. Fax mentis, insidium, gloria cultum, etc., etc. Memobis punerger delicatum. It's all there, black and white, crystal clear. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. You're a crook. You're a swindler. I said good day, sir. Oh, magic trading strategy. All right, thank you very much. I don't think you spell YouTube that way. Maybe we should add this person as a moderator. They sound like they got a lot to offer this channel. I personally want to take trading advice from somebody who can add extra O's to any word. Good day, sir. I'll have a ranch home in Florida. Hell yeah, I'll have a ranch home somewhere. But I'll still guide you. Now I'll wake up. Dude, I'm going to live like John Carter lives in Austin. You know, John Carter, the famous trader. He's got like this gigantic ranch and all this land. He's always posting pictures of like his kangaroos just like coming in and out of his house. He's got zebra. He's got fuck you money, buy zebras with it. Okay, this is like where I want to be when I grow up. Literally, he told me a story about how his zebras escaped. Like, this is kind of life I want, you know what I mean? At the end of my trading career, I need zebra and giraffe money. His zebras like hopped the fence and ran off and got lost in his neighbor's ranch, and his neighbor was like flying a drone trying to look for him. And you can't exactly like go grab zebras and like drag them back. They're kind of assholes. So they had to use the drone to like scare the zebras into running back to where they belonged. And this will be me in my my later years, just trading from a ranch in Central Texas. Zebra and giraffe money. This is the goal in life. So what did you buy? A Lambo? What did you buy? I got 6 zebras just because, you know, why not? Hey, my last car, or actually 3 cars ago, my Audi had bite marks on the window, and people never believed me that they were from a zebra. So when the window rolled down on the edge of the tent, there were just like the tent was peeled away. Everybody always asked me. At the time, I was like meeting people and dating and stuff. And like, what happened to your car? I'm like, oh yeah, zebra. They were like, wait, what? Oh, it's a zebra bit my window. You know, they're kind of aggressive. Like, when were you driving your Audi around a zebra? And I was like, I was at one of those, you know, you drive your car around and you have the bucket of pellets and you hold out the window and you feed the animals the pellets, like the, you know, wildlife sort of refuge thing. And specifically, it was, you know, don't feed the zebras. They're kind of assholes and they're very aggressive. They're not like horses. They may seem cute. They're very violent and aggressive. Like, don't feed the zebras. So clearly, I fed the zebras like I was supposed to, because I'm like, how bad can it be? What's the worst that he can do? Is that when I held the bucket out, he ate it like a horse, and it was actually really fun and really awesome. And when I pulled the bucket away, the zebra looked at me like he wanted to murder me, and he got very angry. So he started like bucking his head in, trying to get the bucket from me. And I was just like, okay. And then we're like, okay, let's drive, and started rolling up the window, and the zebra goes, and looked the window, and it was like grabbing the window, and I'm like, haul ass, get out of here, get out of here. And so, yeah, so that actually happened. The zebra was like literally trying to hold on to my car by the window. So yeah, when they say don't feed the zebras, don't feed zebras. They're kind of like dicks. It really happened. So it was absolutely like literally holding on to the window as I'm trying to roll the window up. IDoc just landed. What's up, IDoc? She out there in Canada with the family. Yeah. Like hyper aggressive. Not just like, hey bro, thanks for the food. It was like, the zebra looked at me like, you motherfucker. Dead meat. So yeah, they really mean it. This guy's zebras. Yeah, like haul, like cheese it, guys. Like let's go drive them off. And the zebra, I'm like in my rearview mirror, is like running at us like angry, like in a cartoon, you know, like galloping towards the car. I was like, why didn't I read the sign? Don't feed the zebras. Whatever you do. You know, like the aggression whenever you try to take a bone away from a dog will look at you like, and you grab the bone, and they're pulling it by. It's like a zebra with like 10 times the strength and twice the aggression. Now, they don't have carnivorous teeth. They have like horse teeth, but they like gnawed, the zebra like gnawed at the window glass and just literally scraped on my tent off. So, you know, you carry a trank gun in your car for traffic zebras. I think that's a smart idea after the experience I've had. You know, I'd hate to run into zebras in the wild. Use zebra instead of the fan to scare the chart. We can have the zebra song. Oh yeah. Don't let the market go anywhere. You want to hold the market at a spot, and the zebra can like grab it with its teeth and like hold it into place. All right, 23K on the way. Dang, dude, nice day. Nice trading day for you today. Crushing it, sir. See how much my puts are up, by the way. I only got 15K into the trade, which kind of is like, could be better. I did lose a little theta because it ticks by pretty quick. I'm still up 40%. At the same place at the start of the day, I was at 50%. So they're out of the money. So it's going to take a little bit to get some delta on them, but I will take the free money. Potential reverse pivot here. Right. Into close. Yes. Resilience is just tanking. VIX is above the key critical level. And honestly, this could just be the start of the really nasty stuff we were fearing. I am not going to take the trade here because I've done enough today. And after that one setup, this is every single time long possible setup. I'm kind of just done for the day. I did pretty well. I don't want to risk it. Play the gospel, hold the line song. Let's go. All right, see what we got. Hold the line. When Matt walks away, we'll never know. There's a song. Woke up this morning, calling me hands. Which gospel song, man? It's like now I gotta start organizing them with actual song names. Wait, that was Brian's, right? Yeah, hold up. Do I think multi-day downtrend with 2 more bounces? I am, yeah. It does feel like it. Who's watching Pickle if the fam is in Canada? Oh, I have no idea. Who is watching Pickle? Right now, the housekeeper's son is watching Pickle. So she's downstairs cleaning, and he tagged along with her today, so he's down there watching movies and hanging out with Pickle. Fun X customer support is giving me a headache. Yeah, I'm about to have a big long meeting with those guys. Long MHP, it is a possibility. I honestly, MHP resilience is now negative. DD ratio is holding the fort. It's where it might actually hold for today. Hold the line. I love it. Good song. Hold on. Wait, what? What? Raz is very negative right now. Oh shoot, the songs are on Discord, so. I'm gonna test something out. When I get to the end of this AI playlist, it starts to recommend other songs, just like it's like Spotify or something. I think that's weird because it's recommending other people's songs, and I'm getting copyright notices. Okie dokie. Like, that's so weird. Can I elect for it not to do that? What is a good account rotation strategy? So Trevor, what I normally do is I'll line up like in volatile markets, I'll trade maybe like 1 or 2 accounts at a time. In stronger markets, I'll trade maybe 3 or 4, and then very rarely do I trade all of them. Usually I'll trade the majority of them if I get like a strong pivot where everything lines up, hit them all hard. So I'll trade a couple of, imagine I longed right here and I lost. So say that I bought in 2 accounts and lost, and I closed out and I waited. Then here I hit it with 2 fresh new accounts, make the profit, then move those to the sideline. Once accounts make the profit, move them to the sideline. And then I bounce a second time down here, and eventually you get back to the ones that took a loss and you hit them again on your stronger pivots. The theory is that as you fall further, the chances are higher that you bounce back up the further you go, the closer you get to strong pivots. So while you might take your initial gambles on your B setups, ultimately the ones that take the loss are the ones that get to attack when you get to your A's on the bottom on dip buying. So rotating them that way is what I always have done. Very simple process. Trading them one by one, it's actually, if you think about what you're doing, it's kind of the same, but there's one major difference is that the accounts are measured with different metrics. Each account has its own individual target. You can actually discreetly hit a target on one account and that account has succeeded for the day and can't take anymore. If you trade them all at the same place with smaller position sizing, and then you happen to take the same loss in all the accounts, you have to trade them all every single time, and you can't, let me see a way I can put it. You can't stretch as far doing that. An example is if you say, okay, what if I took all my accounts and copy traded them and just traded the micros? So instead of like, pretend that your total budget was 3 minis, right? Okay. And you're like, instead of trading all my accounts separately, let's trade them all at the same time, but with 3 minis. So let me do 5 micros and just martingale the whole way down by trading micros the whole way down. Okay. You know, whatever. And then say you get a bounce somewhere, and then maybe you hit your first bounce and the market moves, you only end up with 1 contract, right? In all your accounts. If you lose, you take the same big loss in all of your accounts, then you can't come through and trade it out. You might be so close to your DLL on all of them, you're going to bust all of them at once down here. But if you rotate your accounts, instead of doing 5 micros and then losing the whole way down and trading them at the same time, you can trade 1 account here, 1 account here, 1 account here, 1 account here. And while instead of all of them taking a medium to average loss, 2 of them might blow up, and 2 of them might get the profit target and get the payout. So, and ideally speaking, is the fact that you can hit them with your full position size here. Each one of these can very rapidly make the profit, and you can get in and out quickly. That way, you're not subject to extra crap in the market. So each one of them has a discrete profit target. Now you have 2 of them have passed and 2 of them have lost. Say they took the same loss as you once. I mean, these lost 2K and these lost 2K, and these gained 2K, these gained 2K. It's just like the early scenario, except for you're down here at the last pivot, and now you're not losing in all the accounts. You have 2 accounts that are upside down, 2 that you're not even trading anymore today, and now you can attack it one more time with the 2, again with your full position size, and then try to make them back. So splitting your risk up, it's the same thing as trading 1 account with 2, and then 2, and then 2, and then 2. But each account being differently, it means each account has its own discrete metrics. Remember, DLL and total loss limit affects each account individually differently. So all of your accounts could stop out if you get in all of them early, but if you cascade your accounts, maybe some of them hung in there. And it's a little bit of a martingale-esque approach to splitting up accounts in the prop space, because now you're giving your chance a higher probability of passing an account. Your metric is not making money in prop trading. Your metric is actually just passing the account. So your goal is not to make money in these accounts. Your goal is to pass accounts. And so the way you pass accounts is by splitting your risk up. If your goal is to just make money, equivalently could be the same. But your goal is to try to make money before you lose enough to fail the account. And because they give you discrete tight ropes to walk, you don't get a lot of wiggle room in your accounts. You can't just hold through a lot of drawdown like you could in your real trading account. And if you do, it's because you have to take a little bit of risk, and then you can't even make money fast enough to get to the profit target. So the way that you get your payouts in 3 days and 5 days and 8 days is by literally buying a bunch of accounts, blowing up a couple to pass the majority of them, and then of the ones that have passed, getting a couple of them to pay out. And that's the quickest way to get a payout. If you want to do all of your accounts at once and copy trade and trade smaller, it's just a longer journey to get the payout. So it's the same, but that style takes longer to get to where you're going. The first style costs, the style of splitting up your risk costs a little bit more money because you have sacrificial accounts, but you get to pay out faster. So in a return on investment sense, per month, technically speaking, splitting up your risk, because they're measured at discrete places where you stop out on the account, is different when you split up your risk. Therefore, you can get payouts faster doing it that way. The theory being that any payout in account 4, while separating the trades out, can cover the account cost for account 1 and 2. So the fact that you can get payouts here to offset the risk loss there, that's really what you're looking for. Passing the account, getting payout on the account, not necessarily making money as a trader. You have to kind of adjust your mindset to like, I got to beat the parameters of this system. And the idea is you want each trade to be in and out as quick as possible. You don't want all of your accounts to be locked into a trade that you have to hold on to all day that you're positioning into. Imagine this. Here's another scenario. Say that I just bought one contract here in one account. I bought another one in another account and another one in 3 accounts. And say that, like, pretend that this day didn't happen like this and pretend that this day happened like this, okay? Because in the middle of the day, Donald Trump tweeted something and the market just crushed me out. In this scenario, 2 of my accounts blew up and 1 of them didn't. In the scenario of I longed each of my accounts small at the same spot, all of my accounts are now at risk of blowing up on the Trump tweet. So because you can split out some of your accounts can avoid the unavoidable events as well. That's where it really shines. Not all of your accounts are in the market at the same time. So not all of your accounts bust and get blown up. You don't think of it like, because all of your accounts are really small, and that's the problem with prop firms. You don't get a lot of wiggle room. So your goal is to not have all of them in the market all at the same time. Even when cascading my trades in separately, like this morning, right? Down here. Some of the accounts took a loss. I put them on the sidelines waiting for this. We hit here. Some of my accounts made money. Account made money. Account made money. I'm in and out, in and out, in and out. So once I close an account at profit, I'm like, phew, this is done for the day. Good. This one is safe from Donald Trump. And I'm moving on to the sidelines, right? So that part really helps explain it as well. In that all of your accounts don't have risk that could blow them all up at once, even though you have control on your trades. What about the unavoidable thing, right? And the same thing could be said about like a CPI report or something. Market's trading up and you're like, ooh, I've got monthly hedge here. Let me just long in one account just to gamble if the CPI goes higher. And if it dips, let me long in 2 more accounts down here and then set a stop there. And that's totally a viable strategy. One account blow up, 2 accounts make money. Then now you got 2 accounts winning and 1 account lost for the cost of the 1 account that lost. And these 2 are still up. And so in a real account, you would have all of your accounts possibly take infinite loss if you managed it poorly, rather than 1 of your account is here and 2 of your account is here. They have different stopping points. So, you know, essentially you can spread out your risk a little bit better through events. In 1 of your accounts, or 3 of your accounts that you have in that example, 2 of them aren't even susceptible to the immediate burst of the news. I found more success in prop trading by doing that. Psychological effects also are a big part of it. Say that you're in all of your accounts and something crazy happens, you get one choice to make in all of them. Do I get in or do I get out in all of them? How about this? How about if you long in one account, long in another account, long in another account, and you built a position here. All of a sudden, Trump tweets something and all these accounts are losing money. This one's lost 9K, right? This one's lost 6K. And then this one's lost 3K. Psychologically, it's different, right? You might say, oh God, that's really shitty. Okay, you know what? Let me close out 1 account before it gets worse. Let me close out maybe 2, and then let's see what this one does. This one's got some room to play. I'm still thinking I'm okay because it might be just a tweet. Okay, good, we're here. Okay, good, that account's positive, right? It feels different when each of your accounts are losing different amounts rather than all of them taking the big fat hit. You get multiple choices. You can choose to close out a couple of accounts because each one of them has their own individual metrics. And again, it's a lot more management, but you do have, I believe, a lower cost at the end of the day. I feel like people that copy trade do blow up more because you lose all your accounts at once. And imagine losing all your accounts at once, then having to start over all of them at once, right? That's basically how F2P trades, and you said he sucks. No, I didn't say he sucks because of that. I watched his trading. He just sucks because he's not a good trader. Nothing personal. He just has no skill. He does nothing extraordinary. He just brute forces the wins. This isn't brute forcing. That's just position management with a statistic like of moving risk. I'm not brute forcing these accounts by any means. I'm not full porting to try to pass as many as I can at maximum cost. Yeah. I listen to somebody talk and I can nothing personal, not throwing shade, but I listen to people talk and when they've got nothing substantially like good to teach or say, I know that they are not really that good at trading. If you can't explain what you're doing very simply, and I watch, you guys told me to watch and I watched a couple of them and I was like, I was not impressed with anything that was like, I was like, this person's not good. I could just like, I can hear somebody talk about chess and tell you're not good at chess by the way you talk about it. I can see the way they think and I can tell they're not thinking about the right stuff. No. Like I can tell if somebody's got a really good strategy. Now, splitting up your risk is a good part of the strategy. That part I understand. There's a reason he's doing that, and that part is actually smart. But like the application of any other trading strategy is very basic. There's nothing, there was nothing out there that told me that the guy has a good win rate or anything like that. But yeah, if you do split your account like that, like the way he does, I'm sure he spends a fortune on accounts. That's a problem. You do blow up a lot. But for me, I'm only applying my trades at rock solid pivots. So I'm not busting thousands of accounts a month by doing this, right? I might lose a handful on the worst weeks, like a handful a week. 1 or 2 a week, maybe. Depending on what. Bad weeks, sometimes I can lose 5. But it's not like I'm out there. Like you can count my account totals. I'm not like 4,000 blowups on Apex like some of the influencers are. My Tradeify accounts are all in the double digits and I've had them for half a year. So at the start, I took some beats right at the start just to kind of build the buffer. And then once I built the buffer, it was smooth sailing from there. But how good am I at chess? I'm pretty decent. I haven't played in a while in any competitive sense, but I think I'm pretty good. And I would say good relatively. I'm not like Grandmaster good. I'm sure I'd be like a 1400 or ELO, probably 1500. My best years of my life. I'm sure my kid could be mid-teens, high teens. He's really good. My son is absolutely better, yeah. Yeah. I'd probably be barely 1,000 these days if I try to play. But I'd say like my best years of my life, I was probably like a 1500. I never really played hard though. I never competed, but I did play like online chess. That's how I know those numbers from back in the day. What is like 1,000 is pretty much beginner level. Below 1,000 is like beginner. So I probably would be close to like, I'd say maybe 14, 15 at my best. Put that song. Okay. One second. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, but there are a lot of influencers that have this basically strategy. The strategy is this: they just essentially here's the role, right? Go become an affiliate, have some codes, you know, if you bought your stream, get millions of people to come see it, and then you're gonna get like code selling. You're gonna be making like 50K a month selling affiliate products. You know, the 50K a month, you're gonna be throwing $2,000 a day at your Apex, longing, whatever. And then you're going to be making payouts. But, you know, once you do the net of all of that, it's not about profitable. Brute forcing is not a long-term profitable trading strategy. And people that I see that do that are people that are just trying to show lots of trading, lots of things. They don't care because every time you blow up along with them, you're out there buying new accounts. So, you know, it's just padding their wallet. People that are brute force traders or copy trade brute force traders is a strategy these influencers use. It's a complete hedged risk-free way to make money. If you happen to long all your accounts at the same time and market rallies, you can post on social media, I made 100K today, and then people will follow you and your stream gets bigger. If you lose, the people that already follow you all re-up the accounts because they traded with you, and then you made 10K in commissions on the sales. It's a beautiful way to make money risk-free. You make money when you win, you make money when you lose. And somebody said that's Top Step TV. Right? I mean, I wasn't saying that, but yeah, these TV shows have absolute dog shit traders. Like, they don't really put good people on there. With the exception of My Funded Futures, I feel like they put really good traders on their show. But make money no matter what, man. Make money when you win, make more money when you lose. It is literally risk-free. It's almost become a joke in the industry on the influencer side of like, the more you lose, the more you make. It's great. Like, at least some people are trying to help people. Like, we're trying really hard to teach and help people and exercise risk management. I'm not copy trading. I'm not YOLO risk trading. I'm not, you know, 20 account copy trade Apex sort of crap. Average Joe trading. There you go. I'm not naming names. But yeah, when I watch people brute force, especially like big YouTubers who do that brute force, like that guy that you mentioned, who does that brute force Apex strategy, it's actually a money making scheme designed for maximum affiliate commissions. It's a really nice way to make money. It doesn't make money through trading. I can guarantee you that. I haven't seen the stats, but I know the scheme. It's very well orchestrated. A lot of people do it. Not saying anything bad about it. Respect the hustle, but that's part of it. Yeah. Even when you lose, you win. That's the name of the game. I come from an era where you had to trade a real account, and if you were paper trading on stream, there would be a witch hunt for you, and you would be absolutely crucified by like the big names on Twitter. Back in the day, like in 2021, for the prop firm explosion, you guys remember like FinTwit had like the spaces everybody was on, Stock Talk Weekly and Sniper Sim and Fake Pear Bear and you know, like TSDR and all the crew. I was always on those spaces. Wolf Financial, always on it. And they had this like FinTwit after hours, which was like this like basically drama infused show where all the influencers and people from Twitter and stuff would get together and just talk shit about whatever was happening. And they would always love to find some person that got busted paper trading and literally turn into a witch hunt and completely like ruin them as a drama, as a Jerry Springer sort of show. There were so many people that got thrown under the FinTwit bus. Like, oh, this person's paper trading. And now in 2025, everybody's paper trading and it's okay. And it's considered cool. Now it's cool to paper trade and nobody will care. But back in the day, paper trading was like getting branded a loser. Like your brand would die overnight. Oh, this guy's a paper trader. Ugh. And now it's like, oh, well, yeah, everyone's paper trading for money now. It's a whole, the world is completely different. Denise, you remember those days, the FinTwit after hours? God, so many people got scared of some people. And some of my friends from there, like Sim, if you guys know her, man, she's ruthless. Like, never get on her bad side because she is like she's a real trader too, and she's really good. But man, she was like so quick to like rip someone a new one. If she caught you lying to the community, like you show your thinkorswim results and there's like the little 24 logo above SPY. Oh, we know you're paper trading. We know what the platform looks like when you're in paper mode, buddy. Oh, dude, she would bury you like on that show. It was fun. It was fun. Like, it was fun never being on anybody's bad side, I'll tell you that. So I was never on the receiving end of it, but I was always just kind of chilling in the background, just being like, oh my God, this person's toast. Why they got caught paper trading. Now your biggest influencers, all of them are paper traders. This is paper trading. Like, this is sim trading. This is like blowing my mind what the industry's become these days. So it's like, you know, weird, right? And back in the day, I was like the one person that was like, yeah, everybody's paper trading. I'm like the only person in a real account on my stream. That's so weird. Now it's the cool thing to do. So any reason do I know Forrest isn't on my funded TV anymore? Oh, I don't even know. Oh, you know what? Wasn't he on the morning show back in the day? That's right. I actually really don't know the guy. I just remember whenever my funded TV, before I joined the TV show, they interviewed me like as just a guest one day, and the guy named Forrest was on there. It's the first time I ever met him. And I guess the morning show has Nick now. That's right. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. No clue. Is Sim the Indian girl with Dad's a cop? Yeah, no, she was a cop. Yeah, she used to be a cop. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, she's super sharp, but man, she is like, was ruthless on that. It was crazy. Like, a lot of us would just sit back and be like, we'd let her go off when she would do it. We were just like, it's like, Sim, they're already dead. You got to stop. She's like, no, I'm not done. You know, people, it was like completely like back in the day. If you got paper trading, these people would rip you up. Yeah, Forrest was over there on there. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. I don't really know. When I joined the show on the afternoon, I don't think he was on there at the time. Yeah, he was on my first show. He was on there. That's right. Boot camp starts next Monday, by the way. Wait, somebody said Forrest was talking too much smack about ICT. Ooh. Is that what it was? The video about the committed traders you saw was 8 months old. Yeah, that video actually was filmed on New Year's Day. I streamed on New Year's. I remember that one. Do I still use that for my bias on the market? Yeah, I do. Committed traders still shows the markets. Now it's delayed data, so it's not going to pick up, you know, it's a week delayed data. So it's not going to really pick up this week's move until next week's read. But I still use it like on bigger market moves. Like, it's really good after like a COVID sort of situation, or after like a 2022 situation where the market is bearish for a year or a quarter or longer at a time. Usually like week to week sell-offs, committed traders is not fast enough to really pick that up. I don't know why Forrest is on the show. Not really sure. You said the show feels a bit slow like Nickelback. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, somebody says Sim is Punjabi queen. Dude, Sim is cool, dude. If y'all, she does like the tape reading flow style trading. I met that girl in real life a couple times. She's absolutely like loaded. She does very well as a trader. Bummed you didn't ask Tom about Barbie making him blush. Oh shit, I forgot about it. Wait, what happened? He was fully into explaining something. The Barbie said she likes edging in the chat, and it threw his mind out. He couldn't talk. Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Is Sim still trading? Yeah, I still see her on social media. I get yeah, they have a I think she started a hedge fund actually. Last I talked to her. Or was starting a hedge fund, I think. How do you used to trade for Rocket Scooter? Before Her handle is Sniper Sim. SIM. How do I use to trade for Rockstar? I used to do basically anything related to volume, VWAPs, volume profiles, things like that was kind of like where I kind of like landed on. And then I developed the risk interval technique. And so I was using risk intervals to trade and retrace off of risk interval moves, things like that. So retrace, like halfway retracements off of a risk interval move. Yellow lines, red lines, I use those a lot. And then before that was volume profile and VWAPs. Trade using them as support and resistances, and I usually let the market like move a certain distance, like a risk interval, that I would like trade it halfway back up. I would scoop those up a lot. That was a really solid strategy like a decade ago when I made it. And then Rocksphere just became a more accurate place to find high volume pivots. Yeah, somebody asked me about the FSP guy. Yeah, no, that's the one I was talking about. I watched him and just I didn't see anything other than brute force affiliate scheming, which a scheme is not a bad word. Let me rephrase it. Affiliate. There's a known way to make a lot of money in the affiliate world, which is basically like essentially just build your numbers up really fast, trade aggressively with high risk, and blow up your accounts by brute force enough of them and show your winners and show your payouts, but you blow up a lot and so do your viewers. So your viewers provide the money for you to continue to brute force the accounts, and it's a money making scheme. I mean, it is. You're not really trading with skill, you're trading with, and again, you can present it as I'm exploiting the system or exploiting the whatever, the prop system, but in reality, the majority of the income, 90% of the income could probably just be from the affiliates. If you blow up so do your viewers, the more viewers you have, the more money you make. You can literally draw a linear line on your income from affiliate sales relative to your viewer growth. And again, respect the hustle. It's a great way to make money. But like I said, people like that, I wouldn't watch to learn how to trade. You can't replicate that unless you got a pyramid of people underneath you funneling you the money to do it. I mean, that's basically why I tell people, and I'm just trying to be real with you, not throwing shade. It's a great way to make money, and respect for Homeboy for doing that. But you guys can't do that. So remember, you guys can't do that. You need you need to be at the top of pyramid too. You need a bunch of people to funnel money to you to pay for the whole brute force setup thing. I don't name names like who's going to do that or who doesn't do that, but I'm just saying in general, it's one thing for people to do that. It's another thing for people to do that and then sell you on the idea that that's really just trading you can accomplish. Like, learn to do what I do. You can't pump it up penny stocks without a community of 1,000 people, like buying what you buy, right? It's the same penny stock pump scheme, just with affiliate. Again, not saying it's illegal. It's definitely legal. You guys just can't do it. You need thousands of viewers to do it. And yeah, the affiliate payouts is really great. You know, the affiliate, when you're big as an affiliate, you're making, you know, $200,000-300,000 grand a month, give or take. Yeah, and some people are very open about it and they don't even care, which is, like I say, respect. I throw no shade at people that do it, you know. It's their game. I mean, it's my job to educate you guys, not to fall for it, but if they found a way to game the system and it's legal, you know, it's like they're the ones cheating the casino and winning. There's respect. I'll have a beer with you. We'll laugh about it together. But yeah, it's certainly just a money-making machine, which is good. So you guys just be careful, like if they're trying to sell you education or something, just be wary that you can't really replicate the success of some of the people if the majority of the success requires them to have a lot of money to begin with to throw at this programs. You may not have that. You guys may get like 1 or 2 chances a month to trade a prop account. You got to really trade with risk management. And but yeah, when I see people like brute forcing the accounts, max risk, max whatever, copy trade 20 accounts, trade them all at once. There's another YouTuber that used to be like he was a fucking AMC pumper. Now trading futures doing the same thing, 20 account copy trade Apex. And I'm just like, there's a whole reason you copy trade so that other people copy trade. And you copy trade, you'll 20x your revenue in affiliate sales because everyone else will do the same thing. And I think it's not super ethical, but whatever. You're used to pumping one thing, now you're going to pump something else. But just make sure you guys understand that you can't replicate what they're doing. No shade against any of these people. You just can't do it. Unless you're just pumping money into the system and you don't have a funnel to funnel it back. You're going to go broke pretty quick. Yeah, you can see the guy's profitable after like 2 trades. Why can't you copy? You can, but you're not able to. I mean, you can, but if you see how much they spend a month on accounts, it's probably tens of thousands of dollars a month on accounts. Maybe they'll get a couple payouts. Maybe they'll break even with it. Maybe they'll make a little bit of money. But I'd like to say the majority of your prop influencers are just break even on the whole system when it comes to the trading side. And the net money comes from the affiliate sales. I just know the numbers. I mean, you can copy trade 20 accounts, but the idea is that how much are you willing to spend? And, you know, you're gonna have to pump a lot of money in the system. Yeah. But I have to tell you guys, like I say, I know more than you guys probably know about a lot of these people. I just don't open my mouth about it. I'm just gonna say, when you look at the net money, how much is spent versus how much pays out, a lot of these people on a lot of these lists don't really make anything from trading or from their prop accounts. And it may appear like they do. Bootcamp next Monday. Yeah, Brian wants me to copy trade more. Never. I'm not gonna let Brian talk me into it. Brian's good. Brian's one of the few traders I think is really good. I like watching Brian. I think he's very talented. I'm a fan. Sacred and hedge pressure bounce here at the end of the day. 30 minutes left in the market. I was thinking about taking a long here, but after taking that little $700 loss in this account is still up $1,400, I think, so I don't want to risk it. Draw the fan for everybody. Yeah. Nothing wrong with watching people do stuff. Just remember, you can't replicate what a lot of people do. Just because it does cost a lot of money to copy trade. Like I said, I've seen some YouTubers like just showing 20 accounts, and I've seen them bust. Like, you just know, like a person that posts a payout like on August or like on July the 1st, and then they have 20 accounts and 20 accounts and 20 accounts and 20 accounts and 20 accounts, and they don't post a payout until like, you know, middle of August. You're like, you can just do the math pretty quick and see like, well, you know, it's like $4,000 all in on Apex every single one of those times. 4,000 times 8, $32,000. Your last payout was like $32,000. So the net is almost zero for a lot of these people. The smarter traders I've ever run into do somewhat of like an account partitioning like I do, where maybe they don't trade all their accounts copy trade, but some of them, they cut them up into pieces. Like cut it up into groups of 5, 5, 5, and 5. At least you're exploiting the fact that you're going to save money. If you split your risk up, you will save money on the input side of this. You'll put less money into it. Case in point, my account with Tradeify has lasted since March. Once I got over the buffer, I'm never fully at risk at all times. That account has the biggest amount of fat. That account can be the first trade that I make, you know? Yeah, minus taxes, minus everything. I mean, think about it. You make $1 million payout. You maybe spent $200,000 or $300,000 to get to that point. Uncle Sam takes the other 40% of that. Your $1 million becomes $300,000 payout after taxes, right? It's like, for the rarest of the rare trader, nobody, zero people, literally guys, zero people in prop space. And I repeat, zero. Literally zero people in the prop space are taking home $1 million paycheck. Literally zero. There isn't a single trader out there that's taking home a $1 million net paycheck, with the exception of maybe Jade Cap. I think he's the one guy that broke $1 million after taxes. Zero people are netting $1 million paycheck from props. Zero. Because after taxes and fees. And Kane, that's right. Kane's the other one. That's right. Trader Kane. I don't know how much he made after taxes though. But yeah, they're probably like the only two people that I've known that's made that. Yeah, I forgot about Kane. That's right. Right. As, again, because after taxes and fees, you're going to lose most of it, right? So. I should ask My Fund and Future to sponsor my channel. Very good relationship for you guys. Competing into each other. Just a thought. You have a different view. MFF, like My Fund and Futures. Wait, what do you mean MFF? Get My Fund and Futures to sponsor my channel. How so? I should partner with My Fund and Futures, like a partnership. Well, we technically like, it's not, I mean, unofficial. We technically like kind of work together. I mean, let's face it, their stream is my community and my community is their stream. It's like a kind of a blended thing already. Not really an official partnership, but you know, like you guys are the reason My Fund and Futures stream got twice as big. When y'all started going and watching them for that hour we were there, their numbers like doubled in a week. And so it's kind of like already a giant community between the two. Go long. The fan is working. The fan's not working today. Abort mission. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't want to risk too much more. Like where I am, I'm kind of like just eager to watch the market feed my puts more money. The Lamborghini schooner is available on Amazon. Can you send me the link so I can buy it? I'm going to buy it today while IDOC is out of town. She can't stop me. Every time we go to Best Buy, I'm like looking at the scooters. I swear. I have not been able to see the Lambo scooters because they used to make them, but they have been, Lamborghini kick scooters. Okay, I see regular scooters, but I need an electric one. Lambo used to make a scooter, an electric scooter, but they don't make it anymore. I need to raise the speed. It'll work. All right, so we get a speed dial. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna make a little bitty dial here. Yeah, like I said, on this channel, you guys aren't going to see me doing any high risk brute forcing. You're going to see me trading with responsibility, with risk management, which is what you all should be doing. Here, we're going to turn it up to 10. All right, we turn the dial up. Now we should be fine. Is a Maserati one? Really? Okay, I'll get a Moz scooter if they have one. Let's see. Send me the link in Discord if they have it. Maserati scooter. There's a Bugatti, which I've seen that one at Costco. I wonder how fast it actually is, though. I heard the Segways are pretty good. I'm not seeing anything on Amazon. Make it 11? Okay. Well, these amps go up to 11. What do you mean? You know, you go up to 10, but 11's one more. Can't you just make that 10, make 10 be the max? But 11's more than 10. You guys and your spinal tap. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 40 miles. Stop. Wait, which one goes 40 miles? The Costco? The Costco has the Bugatti one? Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm going to try to get. The Bugatti one. The one from Costco. Yeah, maybe I'll go to Costco and buy it. Then you get a rocket scooter. I have to put a better, stronger battery on it. Okay, because that's what I really want is the... Wait, who's the best fake band? Infant Sorrow. So that's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, right? And then Spinal Tap. I have to say Spinal Tap. That's funny. This my British Texas accent. All right, guys, MOC in 9 minutes. I'm going to queue out the market. Finalizes this. We're closing a lower DD band. That's not really the best, and we're losing QQQ MHP towards the end of the day with MHP resilience negative. We could have been right about the bear market all along. I feel happy that we nailed it. My puts are baking. Quick and clean. Of course, you know, they're out of the money. So while they did gain on the IV crushed out a little bit of the premium instead of the theta. They were up 50% at the beginning of the day. Now they're only up about 30%, which is totally fine because as soon as I go in the money, I should be kosher. All I need is like a 2 or 3 big nasty sell-off days so I can 10x this. Shocker, these lines I have drawn out, they're liquidity zones. So bull zone, bear zone, it's bear market, bear zone. Hedge pressure is gamma exposure of market makers. So hedge pressure is a support pivot as it shows into the guide. So this is the cheat sheet to the right. And this is the actual pivoting action. So QQQ fell out of bull territory into bull territory today, bear territory. Now the market's threatening collapsing for the month, losing this key level 560. So liquidity map is a way to map out high volume pivots and order flow due to hedging. And so it's how I do all my trading. It's a pretty solid setup. So all these lines are predictable high volume pivots, and I use them to do all my entries and exits on. This close to the end of the day, I just no real trades I'm going to make. Gang of Lust by Infant Sorrow at work event. You didn't request African Child? That movie was so funny. Y'all remember Forgetting Sarah Marshall? That with the update draw levels automatically. The conversion should be released tonight, if I'm not mistaken. You get an HR violation, really get fired for that. MOC pop today, probably right. I mean, we got earnings still this week, right? So we might reposition into the middle after earnings. From Get Him to the Greek. Yeah, get him to the Greek. Not Sarah Marshall was I don't know which, it was one of those movies, but yeah, it's like the same guy. It was Russell Brand's I'll do a snow. It was Get Him to the Greek, right? Yeah. Aldous Snow and Jonah Hill was his manager. Bullshit. The fuzzy rug. Oh, with P. Diddy. Yeah, like Get Him to the Greek was like the sequel. All right, I'll check my Discord DM in a little bit. Lamborghini electric scooter. In France, though. Amazon in France. I see it. Let me translate it. It doesn't look like it's for sale, though. Currently unavailable. Yeah, like they don't sell them anymore. That's the one I've seen. I've seen that one. But yeah, you can't buy it. I've looked online. That'd be so funny to have a Lambo scooter. On DD holding for Nasdaq, it probably will hold for the day. I think it will. It'll hold at MOC, I think. Okay, you better build me a scooter, man. That'd be great. 110 mile an hour cap. Perfect. I'm in. Yeah, it'd be perfect tax write-off because it's a business expense. Tell that to my accountant. Okay, so today, right, the market's still battling this illiquidity here. VIX is kind of trailing into a key level that is very important to us, right? The contango midpoint on this particular month is this 1841 level in VIX futures. This is the September contract. Above it, the market's going to be very sensitive to news, very sensitive to anything. And while we are threatening to sell off the market, VIX is starting to build some possible volatility with higher lows. And it's had one attempt that failed, a second attempt that failed. And if it starts to build higher highs from here, get ready because the market can explode. I don't think that it will, but I'm hedging just in case that it does. I'd like to be on the side of the market that believes the market's still going to try to be bullish, but a healthy correction is not a bad idea, right? I mean, we've been rallying for like 4 straight months, so it's kind of good to have, you know, at least some kind of healthiness. I mean, April, May, or actually 3.5 months. And so now we're just kind of sitting in a place where if I were to make a judgment call on this, I honestly do think that if things do stabilize within 2 or 3 days, we're back to here. If things don't stabilize, the market does this and this and then sell. So we get a big ass flush of just a volatility event into expiration. And then in September or mid-September, we do clear out and we're okay. Remember, on monthly maps, there's a huge pocket of illiquidity that exists in both S&P and NASDAQ around the September time, which is next month. So this month is kind of like trying to pull back and sell. We may get some kind of double toppy action, but we've got this crazy, look at this, liquidation and bull side. Bear side strong, bull side weakening. And so this upside sort of slopingness of the bull side shows liquidation, and this is in September. So this is after August expires. This is through September. Not good. That's the S&P. And NASDAQ is looking somewhat cleaner, but still, you still have that little liquidation inside of here as well. Right after August expiration, you do get a little bit of this, and it's not as clean as it would be. You know, you got some deep pocketed support down here in NASDAQ, right about 545 is where some bull support can be. Hint, that's kind of where my puts are. Betting on the bottom side of the bull market. So I've got basically puts down into there. I bought them here. I'm betting on us closing at expiration, at least passing through here or touching that before expiration is the bet I'm making for the hedge. So that's giving you as many clues as I'm going to give you now that I'm already in my trade and it's moving down. I bought those puts at the very last moment of the day yesterday. 1 minute before the options market closed at 4:14. And then right at the open today, I grabbed puts even more at the start of the day with the intent to buy more all week. As the bull side progressed, I'd buy same strike just further out in time. And if we do rally up here, I'll buy same strike further out in time for September expiration, just to hedge in case the market does fall apart and get choppy. Is a Rolex a business expense? All you have to do is put your business name on it. You're like, I use it when I meet people to... Duh. Actually, I don't know if you can play off a Rolex as a business expense. I don't own a Rolex, so I'm the one person in the world that doesn't buy fancy watches. Never been here we go, MFC kicking off right now. Never been in the market for a Rolex. Although they do look cool. I have an Apple Watch. Really good. Just clip whatever I just said, Batman. The quickest way to get audited. $15,000 business expense. Huh, a business watch. Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell the time while I'm working. Really? Yeah. A butt plug is a business expense. It vibrates every time your stop gets hit. Apple Watch gives me like way more data. It does. It does. I think probably when I'm older, I might start buying a Rolex or something. Maybe as I'm like my 50s or something. I've treated my 30s as a time period to invest in myself and build my stuff, and I'm treating my 40s as my period of developing wealth. 20 in my teens, when I was a kid, I was poor. In my teens, I was poor. In college, I was broke. In my 20s, I was barely making it. In my 30s, I was rich, and now in my 40s, I'm building wealth. And maybe in my 50s, I'll spend some of it. This is the progression of me. Occasionally, I'll have a car or a house or something, but I'm not a person who likes to spend money. I like to build. So 30s was a decent time of building. Lots of investment into building stuff. Yacht win? Probably never. So much cheaper to rent a yacht for the weekend than to own one. I think owning a yacht would be such a huge expense. You have to pay all the people to run it, keep it clean, a crew. That's like billionaire money. It's like, do I know if dollar Tabithy, I don't know much about currency trading, so I have no opinion on that. Sorry about. I don't have any good commentary on it. Can I use generative AI? Yeah, the goals of this eventually is to have AI doing most of the heavy lifting of interpreting what you see and having some kind of module, not only on the website for like customer service and helping you learn the strategies, but also in the platform itself, like AI assisted. This is always the goal on why it's called Rocket Scooter AI. The goal is to build all the tools, have AI, combination AI, machine learning, creating new rules and creating new techniques on the fly and assisting you with reading and understanding the market. Eventually, yeah. How did I build wealth in my 30s? No. I built wealth in my 40s. I consider richness and wealth two different things. Rich is where you have enough money to pay your bills with some left over. I consider that rich by anybody's standards. If you're able to save money at the end of all your bills and all your fun and you've got money left over, you're considered rich. That's the way I see it. Because you're never going to be without. And so 30s, I made money, trading and working still a little bit, working, trading, building that up, making money trading. And then started my first business and started making a little bit of money. Then was able to stay ahead and then have money left over. And what did I do with the richness is I built, Rocket Scooter with it and built other, the marketplace and other things. I spent what I call the rich money on, the money I had left over at the end of the day. I pumped it back into this. And now wealth is the part of rich is when you have money left over to spend after you have fun and pay all your bills. Wealth is when your grandkids will have money left over to spend after you've paid all of their bills and all of their parents' bills. So wealth is like that. Wealth is when you can pay everyone else's bills and still have money left over. That's where I want to be. That's how I define it. A video about how I get those technical info. Our boot camp goes over that, Batman. We have like a cool little boot camp series. If you go in the description, there's a link to it. It's only $20 to do the whole boot camp. You can learn everything that I teach in that whole thing. And don't get married. That's all you'll say. Then it all goes away. What's the quickest way to get rich is don't spend your money. Invest it in something. Try to make your money that you have left over work for you in whatever capacity. Most people outspend their capacity to earn. Like even with a job can be rich. Like I know people that work and are so good with their money, it's like they can do anything they want with tons left over to save. And you don't need a big income to be rich. You just need to, what comes in is greater than what goes out. So cutting your spending is the quickest way to get rich. And investing what you save into worthwhile projects and growing it that way, and then, you know, usually helpful. Or marry richer than you, or that helps. The bootcamp link, let me give it to you. Spending money is the quickest way to always break even. Here is the bootcamp link for you, buddy. It doesn't like, you know, it doesn't going to benefit you well if you gonna make $1 million a year versus $100,000 a year. If you also spend $1 million a year, you're still going to be broke at the end of the day. Oops. Here's the link to the bootcamp. Great trading day today, guys. Hold on. Where the hell did I put it? My dentist appointment got rescheduled. It was supposed to be today. I was supposed to leave and be there at 3. The heck did my Here's the bootcamp link, buddy. Hold up. Oh crap, did I forget to do the giveaways? Shit. All right, hold on. My bad. Why didn't you even tell me? Did I do the because I did the free class. All right, look. For staying here all day, we owe you guys 2 Funded Next accounts. Let's go. Whatever. Funded Next. Type it in. Dude, I totally wasn't even paying. I totally forgot. All right, Funded Next. Let's go. All right, I got 2 Funded Next accounts. We'll do the Tradeify tomorrow. Don't let me forget. I completely forgot today. All right, this is for 225K Funded Next rapid plans. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to type in Funded Next. I'll count really slow, so don't like wreck your car trying to spam it while you're driving. My bad on that. I totally forgot. We're supposed to give away 2 every day, every stream, so. Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. There's somebody driving their car on like the sidewalk. Funded Next. All right, Monkey, winner number 1. Funded Next, 25K rapid account. They're really cool. They're very cheap, very inexpensive accounts, and you get quick payouts. 1-day pass, 3-day payout, minimum 3-day payout. So it's 40% consistency of your profit target. So 3 days minimum to get payout, and then you get moderate payouts after 5. You go uncapped. So fastest path to uncapped is 15 days. And their legacy accounts, you're uncapped right out the door. Fastest path to payout is 8 days on that. EC Trevi. Woo, winner number 2. Sorry about that. I forgot about that, you guys. My bad. Type something in chat. Cool. All right, you 2 know the drill. Go to my Discord. Talk to a guy named Slacks. Have an account with my fund. Have an account with Funded Next. Again, like I say, I'll tell you guys, Funded Next is really good. They're going through some growing pains right now on the administrative side, but be patient with them because they're rapidly working to fix it. They have this plan that's extremely dirt cheap. If you guys buy it, we get for the first 2 weeks, we get 10% off of their already discounted price. So you can get these 50Ks for like $90 and these for about $220. And again, it's 0 consistency on challenge phase. It's a 1-day pass. No DLL, which is perfect. I hate DLL. And then 40% consistency on the funded side, which is kind of nice. And then you get moderate payouts every essentially 3 days, give or take. And then after 5, you go uncapped, which is really nice. All right, so the 2 of you that won, go to the contest channel, message your admin Slacks. He'll hook you up. You need to take a picture of your YouTube ID so that we know that it's you. Send him that picture. Tell him the email. You must have an account with FundedNext already. Tell him the email you signed up with. They'll get you guys your accounts by today. And so, yeah, Coop, it's a one-time cost, no monthly fee, and no activation fee. That's why people are like, it's too good to be true, because how are they making money, right? And like they're not robbing you blind with like activation fees and stuff. So it's a very inexpensive account and it's a one-time cost, which is like what's really good. Right now, I'll just let you guys know they're having some growing pains. Like when you pass, they're not really activating the accounts overnight like they should be. They're very backlogged, and we're working on helping them get automated on getting everybody passed and approved within 1 day sort of thing. You can have up to 700K accounts, yeah. All right, you guys, I am out of here. Be careful for earnings and be careful for tomorrow. I will have in the Discord tonight's overnight dynamic levels so that we can read what the market's going to do. If we're below dynamic hedge pressure again, it can probably get pretty bad. So just be careful, and we'll see you guys later, and you'll have a great afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. I love you all to death. My friends, thanks for sharing this in such a huge stream. The big support you guys give us, I'm extremely excited and happy to be growing as fast as we are. And thank you guys for supporting Rockscooter. Extra classes, well, I was supposed to do it tomorrow because I was planning on doing it tomorrow because I have Dennis today, but Dennis was canceled. But I do have the housekeeper about to come here and clean the office, so let's do them tomorrow. Bonus classes tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys later.